Today we'll be taking the remaining two topics under the nature of language. Now, if you check your course outline for nature of language, in the previous classes we have discussed meaning of language, features of language, the language skills. And today we are going to discuss functions of language, which is one of the crucial aspects of language studies. Alright, we have several functions of language generally. We are not specific about any language now. Generally, any language will have the following functions. Number one, language is used anywhere as a medium of expression. Whatever feelings, whatever thoughts, ideas, or emotions that you have, the only way to express this is by using language. So language is a medium of expression anywhere. I am hungry. I need some money. The weather is bad. You are expressing your feelings, your ideas at that time using language, which is very, very difficult for animals or any other lower creature to do. Number two, language is used as a bond of cohesion. Now, we use language to initiate and sustain social relationship anywhere. If you remember any day you started relationship with your friend, your close friend now, that was a particular day you met him or her for the first time. To introduce yourself, you have used language at that time. To start a relationship with that person, you have used language at that time. And for you to sustain that relationship, you still need language. You send messages to yourself, you greet yourself on a daily basis, you have interactions on a daily basis, you are trying to sustain the relationship you have created using the same language used to start it. So language is used as a bond of cohesion anywhere. Number three, language is also used as a tool for measuring social stratification. In any language, there are two forms of such language. We have what we call the standard and the formal one, which is using some level of prestigious form or variety of that language. But there is another variety of that language which is highly informal and colloquial. Now, if you see anybody expressing himself or herself using the standard form or the prestigious form, we say that person is highly social or educated. But you see, there are some other group of people that cannot use the standard form, that they use the less prestigious one, the informal one. So the informal variety of any language, we refer that person as less social compared to somebody who is highly social and educated. The way you use language will reflect your social status anywhere. So we use language as a tool for measuring social stratification. That is one of the important functions of language. Then number four, language is used to transmit knowledge. Whenever you see anybody learning a new thing, even in classroom, we use language to teach you. We impart knowledge using language, even if you want to learn a trade. Then number five, we use language to keep historical records. It is highly impossible for anybody to keep any record that is historical record. There is no way to do it. There is no other way to do it than to use language, either in the written form or in the spoken form. We tell history of the past heroes either by oral means or by the written means, but we are using language to say it. Then number six, we use language to initiate action. Anytime you see people gathering to decide on the next line of action concerning anything, they initiate action using language. Then lastly, we use language to entertain. Look at any entertainment industry today. Whosoever is coming up to entertain anybody, maybe in the musical aspects or some comedy aspects, drama aspects, whatever you want to do as entertainment, you use language as a means of presentation. So all of these are various functions of language anywhere. So that you know, language is highly essential in human community. After discussing the functions of language, now you notice that we have discussed the functions of language generally. We are not specific about any language to discuss the functions. But here we are going to be specific about English language. You may keep wondering, why are we discussing uses of English language in Nigeria, whereas we have several other languages in Nigeria? Alright, that's fine. But if you notice, English language has become the king over every other languages in Nigeria. Many of us don't know that Nigeria has over 400 indigenous languages. The only thing we know that is popular is the fact that Nigeria has 3 major languages, which are Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo language. But apart from those 3 languages, Nigeria still has over 400 indigenous languages. But English language has been chosen as the language of communication over all those other languages. Why is that so? Nigeria is a heterogeneous nation, which means we have different ethnic groups in the same country. We have different languages in the same country. We have people belonging to one ethnic group or the other in the same country, and they all speak different languages according to their ethnic group. Now, there should be a language that we must use as language of communication that will unite everybody together. We cannot choose one language over the other one. Now, there is no yardstick to measure a particular standard any language would have over other languages. That is why it is very difficult for us to choose any of the indigenous languages as our language of communication. Therefore, English language has become the language of conquest in Nigeria. It has become the language that has become the king over every other languages. And in various ways, we have been using English language in Nigeria for several things. We are going to discuss a few of those things we use English language for in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, the English language is used, number 1, as a medium of communication. Now, anywhere you go, if you meet people, before you speak to them, something will come to your mind, considering the ethnic group any one of them might belong to. Because you don't know what language they speak, the best thing for you is to speak English language to them for the first time. And it has made English language to become a medium of communication anywhere. So you want to meet people for the first time, you are entering an office for the first time, you want to start business transaction with somebody for the first time, the person will even expect you to speak English language to him. So far you cannot at that time say specifically the language spoken by the other person, you speak English for the first time. So it is a medium of communication everywhere. Number 2, English language is also used as the official language in Nigeria. What does that mean? Anywhere you go, if it is official matter, you want to fill a form, you want to transact business with anybody, you enter a bank to lodge a complaint, everybody will expect you to use English language because what you have come for is official. So it is official language because we use it in offices for different reasons, for different purposes. So it is an official language. And whenever we say something is official, that thing has something to do with a particular office. Then number 3, English language is used as the lingua franca. Now any country that is heterogeneous must have a lingua franca. Lingua franca is a language that is chosen over any other language as a language of expression. For example, if the president wants to address the nation today, the president is going to use the lingua franca. Because we have over 400 indigenous languages, The president will not choose any of them to communicate with us or to speak to the nation. The president is a Yoruba man, but he will not use Yoruba language to address the nation because we have a lingua franca. Our lingua franca is English language, which means the language that is chosen among other languages that we have access to be used as language of expression. Then number 5, English language is also used as language of the media. How do we mean by that? Now, if you take note of all the media houses, the newspaper, the radio, the television, they package their news in the English language. Any newspaper that will sell widely in Nigeria today will be written in the English language, will be presented in the English language. So, for several radio programs that are national programs, they are all presented in the English language because English language is the language of the media. Then, number 6, English language is also used as the language of education. In Nigeria, for any teacher to teach any subject in any school, economics, geography, mathematics, whatever subject, we have to teach it in the English language because English language is the language of education, the language we use in classrooms. So you are imparting knowledge, you are teaching any topic, any subject, anywhere, you are going to use English language as language of education. Then number 7, English language is also used as the language of industry. Now, if you take note of several items produced by any industry today, most of the inscription written about the product will be in the English language because it is believed that English language is the language of the industry. Now, even if you produce something that you have to put a manual inside the carton, so the manual should be prepared in the English language because everybody knows English language is the language of the industry. For you to make your product widely acceptable and for people to understand basic things about your product, any decision about that product must be in the English language. So we use English language in industries. And number 8, English language is also used as language of entertainment. This is very important. Any entertainment industry today that will present itself as being widely acceptable in Nigeria. Now, if you want to have a wide coverage for whatever entertainment program you present or produce, you must have your presentation in the English language for it to have a wider coverage in the country. So English language is the language of entertainment, the music industry. If you sing, if you don't use English language in your music, now it will be for a few people. For example, a Yoruba singer, we have only Yoruba audience as his or her target. But if you sing in the English language, you have the opportunity of selling your music to several people. With this, we have come to the end of the subtopics under nature of language. Thank you for listening, and please go through most of our other videos and share with your colleagues in other departments for all of them to enjoy the presentation of these topics. The next class, we are going to go to another topic under Genesis 101. And don't forget, Genesis 101 is the first English course for any Polytechnic student in any Polytechnic in Nigeria.